Renowned boxing trainer Manny Robles has voiced serious concerns about Terence Crawford's chances when he faces off against Canelo Alvarez on September 13th. According to Robles, Crawford's long period of inactivity and the fact that he's making a significant leap in weight classes will make things extremely difficult for him. Crawford is now approaching the age of 38 and hasn't fought in nearly a year. On top of that, he'll be stepping into the super middleweight division, a weight class he's never competed in before. Instead of earning a shot by going through the ranks or challenging the top contender like Christian Billy, Crawford is being handed an immediate shot at the undisputed champion. Many view this as skipping the line and taking a shortcut to the top. Despite those concerns, Robles doesn't believe Crawford will be knocked out by Canelo. He highlighted that Crawford's elusive movement, slick technique, and sharp boxing IQ make him difficult to hit cleanly. He's just too smart and well-rounded, Robles said in an interview with Pheno Boxing. He noted that Crawford's ability to switch between orthodox and southpaw stances makes him an unpredictable opponent, one who's capable of adjusting on the fly. While that gives Crawford a tactical advantage, Robles still acknowledged the massive uphill battle the Omaha-born boxer is facing. Robles likened Crawford's fighting style to that of Erislandy Lara, the Cuban boxer known for his excellent footwork and defensive prowess. When Lara fought Canelo back in 2014, he managed to frustrate the Mexican superstar with his movement, though he ultimately lost in a controversial split decision. Robles suggested that Crawford might try to replicate that strategy, using his legs to avoid getting hit and countering when he sees openings. However, he was clear that while Crawford has great skills, he's not quite on Lara's level when it comes to pure movement and ring generalship. That comparison alone shows that even Robles, who respects Crawford's abilities, knows his challenge is unlike any other he's faced. Still, Robles sees Crawford as one of the best pound-for-pound boxers in the world. He emphasized that despite the year-long break, Crawford's technical ability and intelligence in the ring make him a formidable threat. But he also acknowledged the reality that activity plays a major role in boxing performance. Staying sharp often means staying active, and Canelo has consistently fought top contenders while Crawford has been sidelined. That consistent exposure to high-level competition might give Canelo the edge in terms of timing, conditioning, and overall sharpness going into this bout. However, not everyone agrees with Robles' assessment of Crawford being a top pound-for-pound fighter. Some critics argue that Crawford's resume is lacking the kind of elite names that would justify that title. While Crawford's victory over Jeff Horn gave him a title, Horn himself wasn't viewed as a top-tier fighter. Similarly, his most significant win against Errol Spence Jr. came after Spence had endured a traumatic car accident that left many questioning whether he was truly the same fighter. These critics believe that until Crawford beats a legitimate, healthy champion at or near their prime, his pound-for-pound ranking should be taken with a grain of salt. Robles concluded his thoughts by calling the upcoming fight a genuine 50-50 matchup. He believed that while Canelo has the physical advantages and a more recent track record of high-level fights, Crawford's raw skill set levels the playing field. It's going to be extremely difficult to deal with a fighter like Crawford for a full 12 rounds, he said. Robles admitted that if the fight becomes a contest of pure skill, Crawford might edge it out. But if it turns into a physical, punishing battle, Canelo's size, strength, and experience at super middleweight could prove too much. The fight is shaping up to be a true test of skill versus size, and the boxing world will be watching closely. Another point being discussed in the lead-up to this mega fight is the potential impact of ring rust on Terence Crawford. While Crawford is known for staying in excellent physical condition, even outside of training camps, nothing can fully replicate the intensity of live, competitive rounds. A year of inactivity, especially at the stage of his career, could slow his reactions, dull his timing, and throw off his rhythm, all of which are crucial against a fighter as experienced and explosive as Canelo Alvarez. For a boxer like Crawford, who relies so heavily on precision, distance control, and counter-punching, even a slight dip in sharpness could be the difference between winning and losing. Canelo, on the other hand, has remained a constant force in the sport. Even though some critics believe he's lost a step since his peak years, he's still competed against some of the best fighters in the world across multiple weight classes. His experience against naturally larger, stronger opponents like Sergey Kovalev, Dmitry Bivol, and Caleb Plant gives him a major advantage heading into a bout with a much smaller man. While Crawford may be stepping into new territory, This will be familiar ground for Canelo, who has already proven he can take punches from legitimate 175-pounders and deliver fight-ending power of his own. Adding to the intrigue is the psychological element. Canelo has long been regarded as the face of boxing, carrying the pressure of headlining massive pay-per-views and maintaining dominance in an era filled with shifting allegiances and rival promoters. Crawford, by contrast, has often felt overlooked and underpromoted despite his near-flawless record. Many believe this is a shot at legacy, his one opportunity to step into the spotlight and prove he belongs on the same level as past legends. That hunger, that desire to finally be recognized, could fuel an all-time performance, but it could also lead him to overreach in moments when patience and discipline are needed most. There's also a stylistic curiosity here that fans can't stop talking about. Crawford's ability to make mid-fight adjustments, reading his opponent and adapting on the fly, has been one of his greatest strengths. He's outsmarted nearly every opponent he's faced. But Canelo is no ordinary opponent. He, too, is a master of adjustments. He takes a few rounds to read his opponent, but once he finds his range, he becomes a devastating body puncher who breaks fighters down systematically. The question is, who will adapt faster? Can Crawford's brain outbox Canelo's brawn over the full 12 rounds? And then there's the matter of legacy. For Canelo, defeating Crawford would further solidify his standing as one of the greatest of this era, adding a win over a highly respected, undefeated champion to an already glittering resume. For Crawford, a win over Canelo would not only elevate him into the all-time conversation, but also silence the doubters who question the strength of his past opponents. A victory here wouldn't just earn him belts. It would transform his career, possibly redefining his legacy and setting the standard for future multi-division champions.